Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Rose Tarot and Astrology Astro Insights Sunday morning. I'm going to hang out here for about a minute just to allow people a chance to hop in and get settled. And then we'll get into the week ahead in astrology. Hope everybody is feeling happy and well today. I know that Jennifer and I have been really enjoying the sort of fall, late summer weather that we get here in Missouri. It's the spring and the fall are really beautiful in the Midwest, and then the summer gets like really hot and the winter gets really cold. So we get the most out of it that we can while we can. And yesterday, when we were in Lee Summit, we went down to the new farmers market at Green Street. They built a big indoor market for our farmers market people, and it's got a play area and a big green space and a bunch of places for people just to sit and enjoy themselves right downtown. And it was a lovely experience. And we picked up all the veggies and some cheese and some sourdough pretzel and stuff like that. Great outing to the Lee Summit Farmers Market yesterday. So here we are about a minute and a half in. So I'm going to say welcome again to Astro Insights here at Rose Tarot and Astrology. I am your host, Mel Rose. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for checking in on your regular current astrology because, as you know, as above, so below, for thousands, if not a million years, we have been looking to the way the planets move across the backdrop of the stars to give us some sort of hint, clue, or inkling as to what kind of energies we might be experiencing here on Earth. And that is information, that is knowledge that helps us navigate our own lives with more grace and hopefully with more success and prosperity as well. That's the whole idea. For me, at least, I'm so happy that you've joined me here. So today is Sunday, October 12th. Here we are already about halfway through October. The end of this week is Jennifer's birthday. So, an early happy birthday to my sweet wife. She will be a grown adult. I don't think she'd mind me saying her age, but I think that is something that she can share if she wants to. Okay, so today's Sunday, the 12th. The moon is in Cancer. The sun is in Libra for just over another week. And the moon being in Cancer, the moon is at home when it's in Cancer. So it's really much a home type vibe for all of us. It's a time when we really kind of want to retreat into our homes, make our homes feel the way they should feel to us, like a crab in the shell. You don't want to have any sand, making things uncomfortable around you. So uh, definitely attend to the things in and around your home and your body, your personal life, your very close relationships that might be getting a little uncomfortable so that you can have that comfort in your home space. And with the sun in Libra, in our work, social, and civic lives, especially, we are focused on what's fair, what's just, what's beautiful. Really the way the sun shines this time of year, it's a really special way of shining. Where I am, it shines more from the south, and so, it just kind of gives longer shadows to things, even during the height of the day, and also the sun is shining on all this beautiful seasonal change that is happening. So you see the red, the green trees sort of starting to thin out and turn to yellow and orange and red and gold and brown. It's just a really gorgeous time of year to get out in the sunshine and enjoy the sights. So uh, definitely we've been doing a little bit of that, and I hope that you get to too. So uh, sun in Libra, it's about what's beautiful to us. It's about what feels elegant. It's about what feels balanced. That's what we're going for in our work, social, and civic lives. And with the moon in Cancer, it's really about comfort in our home, in our bodies, and in our close personal relationships, in our emotional lives as well. Coming up this week, we'll start with Monday the 13th, which is that waning half moon in Cancer. So today, tomorrow, and Tuesday, we've got moon in Cancer. And again, it's that home vibe and that taking care of our comfort. And then tomorrow, also, in addition to all of that, we have some action from Venus and Pluto. So Venus is going to move on into Libra. And when Venus moves on into Libra, it's going to strike an opposition to Neptune, which is in the early degrees of Aries right now. So Venus opposite Neptune, that can bring us some sort of I want to say fog, some sort of confusion around the things that we desire or how we're getting them, how things are coming to us. Venus newly in Libra really wants clarity, wants balance, wants if not order, then a certain elegance to the way things that are sort of distributed, right? So you know, we might be sort of in the fog as to how to execute that right out of the gate, but we'll come away from that. If you're feeling a little foggy about how to pull in what it is that you need, we're kind of in this moment where we're letting things go. So when we're done letting things go that we need to let go, and we get to that new moon, then we can start thinking about taking on what it is that we need to feel like things are more elegant and balanced for us, especially with Venus and Libra in our personal, like in our romantic relationships, in our friendships, and also our work relationships and our relationship to, money and the things that we like to have, the stuff we like, love, and can't get enough of. So that's tomorrow, Monday. Venus is moving into Libra and then making that opposition to Neptune. So we want it to be fair, but we might not really know how to go about it right away. And at the same time, Pluto is stationing direct. So Pluto barely moves at all anyway, but Pluto has stopped for a while and is now stationing to go direct again in Aquarius. And that is pulling a lot of vibration toward strong undercurrents toward um, that is pulling a lot of vibrations toward the big fundamental changes that are happening to us individually and collectively. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of fundamental change right now on the world stage. We're seeing it definitely in our local localities. At least I am here in Missouri, and we're really working on like sort of pulling the grit and the BS out. The BS. I signed a couple of petitions yesterday. One was because last time we had an election, here in Missouri, we legalized abortion, and you know, and then the lawmakers in Missouri decided that it didn't matter what we had voted on; they weren't going to do it. So now we're signing petitions, like making it a law that they have to enact the laws that we have passed. Eh, eh, right. So there's a lot of fundamental work being done. This is the kind of change that we're looking at, is like we have to fight to make things move in the direction that we want them to go in, but we want to be smart about it. We want to be strategic. So a little fog about how to get what we want, and a little bit of that like undercurrent. It can make it really confusing. It can make it a little bit distressing. Uh, it can make it a little bit challenging. And this week does come with some challenges. It comes with a lot of adjustment energy. It comes with, oh no, that's the next week. This week does come with some challenges, though. It comes with a little bit of a sign for overdoing it. We don't want to like overextend ourselves, especially in our work, social, and civic lives. And we may be struggling to solve some problems. But with that said, on Tuesday, we have two really positive, easy things happening with Venus. So Venus has just moved into Libra, and uh, and having just moved into Libra, now makes a trine to both Uranus and Pluto. So there's this grand trine in air signs. And we've been through this grand trine in air signs several times over the past several weeks. And that's because first Mars passed through this spot, and then I think it was Mercury, and then the Sun, and now Venus is passing through this spot. And not only is it opposing that Neptune and Saturn conjunction that are sitting on either side of the Pisces Aries line, but it is also in this grand trine situation with Pluto and Uranus. And so this is making fundamental change happen very quickly and easy. It's making upgrades in perspective happen very, very easily. And it's also, helping us guiding us to see like how we might more easily call in the things that we desire, how we might more easily, sort of reach out, make ourselves available, and get not just the stuff that we want to get, but I'm talking about the change that we desire to see in our lives. So um, that's really positive. Coming up on Tuesday, first, the moon will move on into Leo. So the moon, this is a time for us to shine, to be our beautiful, bright selves, to give of ourselves the way that we like to give of ourselves, to be generous, to recognize others, and to, of course, accept all the recognition that we would like to accept as well. So that's with the moon in Leo, and then Venus making that grand trine to Pluto, uh, and Uranus is going to hang with us for a few days. That energy is going to hang with us for a few days. So notice what is happening really easily for you over the next few days. Then coming up on Thursday, the moon's going to move on into Virgo, where we get a little more particular about what we want in our environment. It's time to sort of edit the work or weed the garden or tidy up the kitchen, that kind of vibration. And also that day, the sun makes a square to Jupiter, and that's that signature for overdoing it, overextending yourself in your work, social, and civic life, especially promising more than you can do, or just thinking that you can do more than you can do, and so maybe getting a little too with the moon in the moon in Virgo that day, maybe getting a little too granular and wanting to do things in such a way that it takes longer than it absolutely needs to. Okay, so be careful about like overcommitting time, overcommitting effort, or just sort of overextending yourself around Thursday and Friday of this week. On Friday, the moon is also in Virgo, and the sun is going to be opposing Chiron. Chiron is currently conjunct Eris, so there's a little bit of this a little bit of anger and chaos combined with our desire to heal ourselves and others, combined with our desire to solve longstanding problems, and that sun being in opposition to that desire that's a little chaotic right now. The sun being in opposition to that just says that in our work, social, and civic lives, we really might find ourselves struggling to do what we need to do, uh, without creating more problems for ourselves or to solve the problems that we need to solve, really, because Chiron is the signature for solving problems. And we're just going to be like standing across from those problems we want to solve going, I don't know if what I'm doing is going to get me where I need to go with that. Okay. So uh, observe that, especially come Friday, if there are problems that you're trying to solve, especially in your work, social, and civic lives, and you're struggling with that, observe it. Don't be too upset about it. It won't be that way forever. And then coming up on the 18th, we have the birthday of Mrs. Jennifer Rose, and I will be celebrating her birthday with her. Please chime in and wish Mrs. Rose, Jennifer Rose, your happy birthday blessings. She loves to celebrate her birthday, and we're going to go big this year. Okay, and then on Sunday, the 19th, we have a little bit of an adjustment energy. The sun is in a quincunx to Saturn on Sunday, the 19th. So that's a little bit of the outer life having to adjust to what's practical. Like, in our work, social, and civic lives, maybe we did overcommit a little bit. Maybe we did say that we could do more, or just extend ourselves too far, or overcommit in terms of time, and now we have to have the negotiation, we have to have the conversation, or we have to do the thing that rectifies what we overdid there, right? We have to come back to what's practical. We have to adjust our expectations, we have to adjust our schedule, we have to adjust our plan of action to meet what's practical for the moment. That's coming up on Sunday the 19th, while the moon is in Libra. And then the other thing that's happening on Sunday the 19th is that Mercury is going to be conjunct to Mars. So this is a pretty quick conjunction because Mercury moves pretty quickly. We'll be feeling this vibration for a few days around Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But Mercury conjunct Mars, while while the moon is in Libra, we're talking about fighting words where we're trying to find balance, right? So we want to be really careful about how we are expressing our frustration, our sense of just needing to get things done. It's a good time for being very clear about what I need now, what I need to be working on now, what I need to take action on now. It's not either a negative or a positive vibration. It's really just sort of like, what are you going to make of this intensity of communication and a desire to be assertive and take care of business? Okay, so that's coming up next Sunday. So that's the whole week ahead. And I'll give you a quick heads up of the week after that, just to say that the week after that, the sun does move on into Scorpio and other things will happen as well. But it's mainly the sun moving on into Scorpio the week after that. So that's this week. Venus into Libra, Pluto goes direct. We have that grand trine in air signs that are really helping us think, plan, create, ideate, but also they're really helping us sort of embrace the fundamental changes and the little quick changes, the upgrades in perspective that are coming along. So I really invite you to think about and to notice what's going easy for you in the middle of the week, and to really be gracious and accepting and grateful for the positive changes that come about. And remember that not all the changes that seem negative are going to be negative down the road. Okay, so we just want to try to be accepting of things as they are, and we'll see how it looks coming down the road. But if it comes into your life this Tuesday or Wednesday, it's possible that it's a matter of grace coming along to somehow help you. Okay, friends, that is our astrology for the week. Next, I am going to get into our 2-card tarot card reading for this week. Again, thank you so much for being here. I am your host, Melrose. This is Astro Insights with Melrose. Sometimes Jennifer is here. She chose not to join us today. She wasn't feeling up to it, but that's okay. You got me. And today we are going to do a 2-card reading for the week ahead. One of them is focused on Venus. Okay, the first card is going to be about Venus, and this is about, how we attract, how each of us personally attracts what we need and desire in our lives. Okay, that's the things and stuff that you like, love, and can't get enough of. That's also the recognition, acknowledgement, support, uh, gifts, compensation, rewards, all the kind of stuff that you hope to pull into your life. So, Venus moving on into Libra and having these really positive aspects with Uranus and Pluto, I really just want to draw a card on guidance for that Venusian part of ourselves this week. And that card is, oh, we have the Knight of Cups. I think that's lovely. So, to me, the first words that come to my mind are, come to this week, come to these situations that you encounter this week with an open heart. Okay. Remember that you have a bottomless cup of love, joy, enthusiasm, friendship to share with people, and and hopefully, that will help you and help others be receptive to the changes that we are all going through at this time. Okay, we've got to be a little bit, flexible and open and accepting at a time like this, because otherwise we might just sort of get our fragile little brains crushed against the rocks. Not to be graphic, but there you go. So try to come with an open heart this week. Understand that you have the support that you need to move in the direction that you want to move in. Understand that coming with an open heart, coming with that cup of love, of water, is like coming with something that just sort of smooths the way. All right. So uh, definitely understand that you are supported and that you are a representative of love and light in this world, and that just showing up in that way is really helpful to other people. That's your card for Venus in the grand trine and air signs. Okay, keep your heart open, because it's a very gracious kind of energy, and if you will allow that grace to come to you, then you'll find it sort of just circulating and redoubling on itself. It's a beautiful feeling. Okay, and then later in the week we have more action from the sun, and the sun's doing more challenging things. It's uh, uh, you know there's a possibility of overextending yourself. There's a possibility of trying to solve certain problems that you just can't see how to solve right now. And definitely at the end of the week, there's a little bit of like having to adjust to what's practical. So for the sun, for our work, social, and civic lives in Libra this week, what is the card that we're pulling? Three of Swords in reverse. Now that is interesting. That is interesting. Because usually when I see this right side up, the first thing I think of is forgiveness. Like there's something has pierced the heart and it's something we're going to have to forgive. But with it coming in like this, upside down, man, what do I think of that? Seriously. Well, because it's challenging. It's like the challenges on the inside. So, what I want to say is when you're having these challenges, when you're challenged not to overextend yourself, or when you have overextended yourself and you're struggling to solve problems or to take care of yourself, when you're having to adjust like what you thought was ideal to do what was practical, to turn around and do what is practical. Uh, Please be careful about the way you're speaking to yourself, okay? Please think about the words and the ways that we sometimes, because all of us do it a little bit, we all punish ourselves a little bit for not getting things just right, or for starting something and then having to go back and redo it. That might happen this week, and I just want you to know that everything's still going to be okay. All right, you can come with this open heart. You can understand that you're well supported, and that might help you be a little more forgiving with yourself. Okay. Think about the way that you talk to yourself. Think about the way that you sort of punish yourself, or maybe, talk yourself down in your own mind, and try to forgive yourself for being that way and just let it go. Okay. You want to have that cup full of love, not just for yourself, not just for other people, but for yourself. Okay. We want to keep that heart open for ourselves as well. Not, be sort of hoisting ourselves on spears and swords on the inside, like torturing our own hearts, while we come with an apparently open heart of love for others. That just doesn't work. Okay. Love yourself as much as you want to give love to others, for sure. Forgive yourself for being a little unkind to yourself, and try to do better. All right. Try to like reframe those thoughts. Honestly, sometimes one of the things that I grew up with was like learning to call myself stupid. And I think that's really unproductive for anybody to call themselves stupid. But it's definitely something I still fall to sometimes if I'm not being in control of my thoughts or thinking about the way I'm talking to myself. And it's never helped anything to think of myself as stupid. So if that's the kind of thing you say to yourself, or any other kind of thing you say to yourself that you wouldn't want somebody else to say to you, you wouldn't allow somebody else to talk that way to you. If you had a child, you wouldn't allow somebody to talk to your child that way, then don't talk to yourself that way. That's the guidance for that. Okay. So this weekend, cup full of love, open heart, receptive, supported, capable of sharing, and being forgiving of ourselves, not being so hard on ourselves. All right. Okay, friends. That is it for Astro Insights this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for hanging in and listening to your upcoming astrology. I do so enjoy sharing all of this with you every Sunday at 10 a.m. And then most Thursday nights, we're back here at 7 p.m. to do the Tarot Showdown. So please do join us for that on Thursday night. I'm Mel Rose. Thanks again for being here, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Mwah. Much love.